But now I don't see those cobbles and curbs. I don't hear the blues anymore.
Rough Trade is giving away a third of the first 3 months of the Rough Trade Club plus new music membership exclusively to 101 Part-Time Jobs listeners. Become a member of Rough Trade Club New Music and you'll receive the Rough Trade Album of the Month straight to your door every month on exclusive vinyl pressing with exclusive bonus material. Club members have received exclusive pressings of albums from Sufjan Stevens, Sprints, The Last Dinner Party, Julie Byrne, and Over Mono, just to name a few, this past year alone. Sign up using the promo code CLUB101POD and you'll get the Rough Trade Album of the Month, English Teacher's excellent debut album, This Could Be Texas, on exclusive Galaxy Gold for a third of the usual price. Here's English Teacher on a recent episode of 101.
How many opportunities do you get to write a debut album and have all of this, sport behind us? I don't know. I really like the idea of holding the bar as being like classic songs.
You only get one shot at a debut.
Don't want the album of the month but still want all the benefits? Sign up to the standard tier using Club 101 Pod and you'll still get the first month free. You'll also get free shipping on all orders, 10% off the bar and on secondhand vinyl in store, and exclusive access to sold out Rough Trade events. So don't hang around. Go to roughtrade.com/club and sign up with the code CLUB101POD. That's CLUB101POD and claim money off the album of the month, English Teachers This Could Be Texas, today. This offer's available to UK residents only. Do you play in bands? I did for the longest time. And I wish that I knew that DistroKid was a thing. I don't even think it existed back then. DistroKid makes music distribution fun and easy with unlimited uploads, and artists keep 100% of your royalties and earnings. 1 million plus artists rely on DistroKid to get their music on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, TikTok, Tidal, Instagram, and all the major streaming services. When you get DistroKid, you can see a DistroKid bank and withdraw your earnings. You get notified when you've earned royalties and you can withdraw via the app. And you can even check your streaming stats on Spotify and Apple. Get 30% off your first year on DistroKid by going to distrokid.com/VIP/101pod. 30% off for your first year. That's not bad. We know it's a tough world out there. Why don't you make it easier for yourself? And to get 30% off that free year as an artist, where you get 100% of your royalties and earnings, go to distrokid.com/VIP/101pod. All right, stay with me. I'll be right back after this.
Hey there. Did you know Baker's always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower than low prices? And when you download the Baker's app, you'll enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. And don't forget fuel points to help you save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Want to save even more? With a Boost membership, you'll get double fuel points and free delivery. So shop and save big at Baker's today. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
The Vietnam War, it's over. Your job's just begun.
A new HBO original limited series.
Welcome to the world of spycraft. Strap in.
From executive producers Park Chan-wook and Robert Downey Jr.
What are you concealing?
Based on the Pulitzer Prize-winning novel by Viet Thanh Nguyen.
What if I told you that I was a communist spy?
How did you become this?
The Sympathizer, streaming April 14th on Max. Subscription required.
Hello.
Hey, Tom, it's Giles.
Yo, what's up?
How's it going? You good?
Yeah, I'm great. How you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, what is the scariest situation the Menzingers has ever been in?
The scariest?
The scariest.
Okay. First comes to mind is logistic things where there wasn't enough people working at the venue, or you're in a state that has no oversight and you wonder if the floor is going to collapse. I think the scariest though definitely is the time that we were basically in a tornado. Damn. So we were driving the van and trailer through Nebraska, and the sky started to look very ominous, not like a regular storm. The storm clouds were really high and strange, and there were pockets of weird seafoam green, bright green clouds, and the lightning was yellow.
What?
Yeah, it was super fucked up. Very, very strange. So we pulled over to a little government funded rest stop bathroom situation, and we're like, damn, this like rain and the wind is insane. We're gonna pull over. Everybody else was pulling over on the side of the road and shit. So we're like, all right, we'll get in there, and we get in, and we're just in this rest stop with a couple of strangers, like the beginning of like a M. Night Shyamalan movie or something. And we're like, okay, well, we learned in we learned in like elementary school in a tornado, you have to like somebody remembered the pressure change will fuck it up, so we like cracked all the windows in there. And a guy who was completely casual, didn't seem bothered by this at all, was standing in the corner. He's like, yeah, there's a tornado. And we were like, what do you mean there's a fucking tornado? And he's like, there's a tornado. Yeah, it's like a mile away, or a quarter mile away or whatever insane distance it was. And it was really, really, really loud. And it was horrifying. We were all freaking out. There's another lady in there. She didn't seem like she really gave a shit. And the wind, kind of the noise went away. The wind all died down. And we went outside, and all the metal newspaper dispenser machines were knocked over, and the flags were all torn, and the flagpoles were all knocked over and shit. And we were like, whoa, okay, well, we almost got killed in a tornado. So that was probably definitely the scariest. That didn't involve weird people. Yeah.
Hey, M. Night Shyamalan did Stuart Little.
He did. Wait, he made Stuart Little, the movie with the little talking mouse?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
There you go. Hey, what's the most ridiculous in the Menzingers or in your personal life? What's the most ridiculous scenario that you've been in?
Dude, I've been in some ridiculous scenarios, man. What's coming to mind is when you meet a person in like a weird synchronicity, or just like someone that has like a vibe about them, and you're like, I can't believe I got pulled in their orbit. The most ridiculous to Menzingers is probably more fun. Well, all right. So the other day I met this guy walking down the street, and he kind of stopped me, and he was like wearing nice clothes, and he was an older gentleman, and he was like, "Hey, you," and I was like, "Oh, here we go." And we just like kind of started talking to me. He asked me a question about a business around there or whatever, and I was just chatting him up, and he just started telling me about being a 33-degree Mason, and he showed me this like crazy ring that he had, and he started name dropping all these celebrities. He was talking about the former president Bill Clinton, and the former governor of Pennsylvania Tom Ridge, and the mayor, and like these one of the generals that was involved in the Iraq War. And he's telling me like how there's he knows all this stuff, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is one of those weird ones. He tried to convince me that there was a drone following him. And we looked up, and sure, like someone was flying a fucking drone, like kind of not like near us in Philly, but further away. I don't think still that it was following him. But then he pulls his phone out, and he just starts showing me pictures of him with all those people. He showed me a picture of him with Bill Clinton in a suit in an office, and like all this other shit. And I was like, damn, that guy might be one of those weird magical people that you run into. Oh man! But for the Menzingers, if you wanted to hear one, I just thought of it. We played a festival in Liechtenstein, very that tiny Central European country, and it was like very weird. We were there with the Bouncing Souls, and it was a lot of fun, but it just got ridiculous because it was like there was like a hookah lounge next to the stage that was just a bunch of like Moroccan drapes and shit everywhere, and there was not really anybody. It was only like 150 people or maybe 300 people there. One of the royal members of the Liechtenstein royal family was there. They gave us like an actual fine dining thing with a private chef at like a little hotel. And for some reason, well, I think you could probably guess why, everyone got Blotto. Ended up drinking like an entire bottle of some kind of like knockoff scotch. I think that was the night, in the same night, Pete from the Bouncing Souls broke his arm. Joe and I teleported like 2 miles to the hotel. We were at the festival grounds late and then blacked out. No one knows what happened, but woke up like on the sheets with my shoes off in a hotel room.
Getting treated like royalty.
Just all the weird shit. Yeah, exactly. So that was definitely the most ridiculous, is being treated like royalty in a small European country I may or may not have heard of before we booked the show.
Brilliant. That's a good one. I once woke up on a stag do, blacked out, and I woke up in the morning. The first thing I rolled over, and I was covered in brown stuff. And I was like, fucking hell, have I pooed myself? Luckily, it was just some milk chocolate that I forgot that I put on my bed. But there's another thing. I grew up in a town that's called Berkhamsted, and it's almost like a Scranton of London. It was kind of a commuter belt, small town, pretty nice. And there was this woman, like, and this was sort of 20 years ago, right? I was a teenager. And so if someone was head to toe on tattoos, you'd kind of recognize them. You'd be like, oh, you know, that woman who's fully tattooed head to toe. And I used to see it a lot, but I was always alone. And I would joke to myself, coming back from working at the supermarket, I'd be like, is she my guardian angel? And it was, but it was later that I asked my mates and I asked my family. I was like, you know, that woman with kind of crusty style, like tattoos, you know, she was like a proper crust punk, you know, like sort of out in the forest kind of thing with these medieval kind of, no one knows what I was talking about.
No.
And like, look, she was amazing. Human, but I like to entertain 10% the idea that she was something special, you know?
Hell yeah. And look at where your life went. It's appropriate, very appropriate.
Got to follow it.
The perfect manifestation in your mind. That's great.
Hey, Tom, thanks so much for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Thanks for hitting me up.
Fuck yeah. Hope all is well. I'm really looking forward to seeing you when you're in London.
I can't wait, man. It's going to be so fun.
That's like tomorrow. That's in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What's your go-to thing that you pack when you go on tour?
My camera. That's common. That's the first thing that popped in my head. Definitely.
Yeah.
That, and I bring way more underwear. This is my new thing. The last couple of years, I bring like a absolutely atrocious amount of underwear and socks. And it's like I've trimmed out. I wear like the same thing every day, but just bring all of that stuff because I'm like, that's the last thing I need to do is worry about using a fucking Swiss washing machine.
That's it. Health is good. Hygiene is good, isn't it? It's got me before. I've been bitten by the hygiene snake. All right, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, and speak to you in a little bit. All right?
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.